All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel here. Uh, First, I want to say thank you. Thank you once again for clicking on that thumbnail and giving me your time. Then I also want to say thank you to everybody that has already reached out to me and has offered either both their time and their land to help me complete this journey of my bucket list of hunting all 50 states, right? Today, for most people, for most hunters, today's opening day. Today's opening day of dove season. And if you weren't lucky enough to either pull a tag or actually tag out on like a spring turkey, and today is the first day that you're able to go out and harvest and maybe put something in your refrigerator or your freezer, even though small. Today is that day. So good luck to everybody out there. Stay safe. All right. We don't need any accidents out there. And that being said, here we're gonna go ahead and do a little review, do a little breakdown, a little bit of cleaning of this Mossberg 500A pump action. I'm gonna say that I've had this shotgun for several years. And other than running some cleaner and some lube down the actual tube here, down the barrel, I have not broken this thing down. I have not opened up the bolt, taken out the trigger mechanism. I've not cleaned any of it. Being out here in the high plains of Texas, it gets dusty. So it has been several years. I'm not going to say I've neglected it, like totally neglected it, but I've definitely not shown it the love that it needs, the TLC that it needs. So we're gonna do that today, and then hopefully we're gonna take this outside and we'll put a couple rounds through it and see if we're lucky. Yeah. All right. So some of the features of the gun, some of the specs of the shotgun here. So it's a pump action. This comes in 12 gauge. This one specifically is a 12 gauge pump action. It has a wooden foregrip or pump, and it also has a full wooden stock. So it does have this buffer pad, this cushion pad here. It's rubber. It's kind of hard, but if you give it a good push, you can see the design here. Those diamonds, they actually do compress just a little bit, so it gives you enough cushion. It feels good. Like I said, it does have a wooden stock. Classic shotgun. Classic rifle grip here. It has this little design here with some perforations to give you a little bit of grip. Got the safety here. Got the safety. Got the trigger. Moving down the actual shotgun here. And then we got the barrel, and then we got the tube for your rounds. This barrel is actually for field. Now, this shotgun came with came as a bundle, and it came with what Mossberg calls a field and deer combo, right? So right now I got the field barrel on it, but it did come with this barrel right here. It's a lot shorter. It'll mount right up once you tear it down. I have tried it, put it on. And it's made to shoot slugs through it. So you can take this out. This is the deer portion of it, and you can take this out to hunt deer in the woods if you wanted to, or if you just wanted to have some fun at the range, just put some slugs through whatever you're shooting. Yeah, this is what it came with. I haven't used it yet. I mounted it up just to see if it fit and how easy it was to take off and on. Relatively easy. Yeah, that's that. Back to the Mossberg. This does come in a 24 and I believe a 20, I want to say 28-inch barrel. All right. That being said, this does come with a 5+1. So you'll be able to put 5 rounds in here, hold 1 in the actual chamber. plenty of rounds to use. Plenty of rounds at your disposal when the dove are flying. or really whatever. You could use it for pheasant hunting if you wanted to as well. Now, let's go ahead and tear it down. We're going to clean it up. We'll reassemble, and then I'll take it outside and we'll put some rounds through it and see how it does. All right, first and foremost, first thing you want to do handling a gun, handling any firearm, is we're going to make sure that this thing is safe to be handled, right? We're going to check to make sure that there's nothing inside of the chamber, or if make sure there's no ammo inside of the actual tube. So here on the shotgun, there's a little lever, a little switch right here. We're going to go ahead and push that, and that's going to allow you to actuate the pump, and you're going to be able to pull the pump back, and you'll pull the bolt back, and you'll be able to see into the chamber to make sure it's clear. So we're going to go ahead and press that button. We're going to pull it back, and as you can tell, there is nothing in there. It is clear. There's nothing in the tube, and there's nothing in the actual chamber. So this shotgun is safe to handle indoors. We're going to clean it up. So moving along with the actual teardown. Here we have the barrel nut. You're going to go ahead and loosen that up, and that's going to allow you to remove this barrel here. And that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take off this barrel nut to remove the actual barrel. Comes off relatively easy. Once it's all the way out, the barrel will literally the barrel will slide out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to set that off to the side here. Just kind of get it out of the way. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and take off the trigger mechanism here so I could get into the internals here. Now there is a little button here. I don't know if you can see it clearly. There's a button right here, or a pin. We're going to push that pin through. So push there, the pin comes out. Right? We're going to take the pin. We're going to set that over here as well. Now the trigger should, and the housing should come up. You may have to give it just a little bit of persuasion. There you go. And now we have these two little holders here. I don't know if you can see them. They were in there. This one kind of just fell to the side. They're loose. When you pull the trigger out, it will come out. We'll just kind of fall to the side there. This is the second one. Actually goes this way. This is the second one here. I'm gonna put that down as well. And now we're gonna move the pump back slightly. All right, we're gonna so that we can. There's a piece in here. I don't know if you can see that. And this should come up relatively easy once the pump is actuated back ever so slightly. This piece should come out. And put that to the side as well. Now we're going to go ahead and just pull the whole pump forward. Pull the whole thing forward, and it just slides off. Now inside here we have the bolt. All right, and here's where we have the bolt, and that bolt will slide forward. So I'm going to pick up this elevator, and we're going to move the bolt forward. Do that again here. Elevator kind of fell. We're going to pick up that elevator. All right. I'm going to hold it up with my finger here, and the bolt will slide forward, which it did. And I will just slide it out like this. We're going to set that to the side here as well. Now, this elevator almost looks like a set of tweezers, like a really wide tweezers. So you're going to hold it there. You're going to pinch them. And it's held in here by these little dowels, these little pins. So you go ahead and just pinch it, and you're going to have to maneuver it just to get them out. No problem here. Comes right out. Like I said, it looks like a set of weird looking tweezers, I guess. And now we are almost completely broken down. One last thing, you don't have to do it, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to remove the tube, the actual tube where you can put your rounds in there. And it's just screwed on. So we're going to screw it off. Now, inside this tube is a spring. Of course, right? That's what gives tension to push the rounds in, push rounds back so that you could go ahead and slide it into the chamber. Now, I don't know how much pressure is on this spring. I would imagine it's not a lot, but for safety, just keep it away. Don't point it towards your face. Have a good hold on it. Have a good hold grip on it while you're turning this, and do not let this slide through your hands as you're turning. There you go. Oh, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. So this is the spring. All right, this is the spring that comes out of the tube. Oh, all right. So now your tube is empty. Spring is out, and this is what a broke down Mossberg 500A looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like here. Everything on the table in front of you is going to get a good cleaning, a good wipe down, and then reassembly. Today we're going to be using Hoppies number 9. That's what I got from the local big box store. If I could get my hands on some of that military grade CLP, man, I would love to have me some of that right now. I'm gonna pour just a little bit into the actual barrel itself. Is there another way to do this? Probably. I could probably put some lubricant. I could probably put some cleaner on one of these pads, run the pad through it a couple times, and then run the bore brush down it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this down into the barrel itself. Don't need much. The stuff does go a long way. All right, that is going down the barrel. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up so that it doesn't spill on me. Had that happen in the past. Not fun. All right. Now you just take your bore brush. Just take the bore brush and you run it. You're gonna run it down and back through the actual barrel here, and run it a couple times to break down whatever carbon is in there. So here we go. Yep, there you go. Came out the back end there, and you're gonna pull it back through. All right, now that that's done, we'll take off the bore brush portion here, leaving the adapter on. And we're gonna put the eyelet for the pads. Once again, the screws on. I wouldn't screw it on I wouldn't go too tight on it. It is plastic. So you don't have to He-Man it on there. It will stay on, not an issue. And then you take the pad. I like to fold it in half. And then I put it, kind of like a sewing needle, put it through there, pull it through. And for good measure, I put a little bit of this cleaner on the actual pad again. All right. Now we're going to repeat the process. We're going to take this pad and we're going to send it through the barrel multiple times, back and forth multiple times until I feel that the barrel is clean. right, this barrel looks better, way better. With the barrel done, we're going to move this over, and we're going to look at the next part. We're going to look at the tube. We're going to look at the tube where you hold your where you put your rounds in there. So that's done. Now we're going to do the whole thing again, but we're just going to add oil to everything. Everything's just going to get a quick little dose of actual lubricating oil. And we'll start with the retaining clips here. first things first, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take the actual receiver and the stock here. And we were going, well, first thing we're gonna do is, let's go ahead and we're gonna insert these elevators. All right, so to put them in, you squeeze them together. Let me get rid of this, wow. You squeeze them together, squeeze the elevators together like this, like so. And these pins on both sides, these pins, or dowels, they're actually gonna go into this part here on both ends or both sides of the receiver. So we're gonna put it in, squeeze, and then finagle your way until you get the actual mounting positioning pins, the dowel pins, into the correct position. So it's not hard. And we are in, like that. We're in. The elevator is back in. Everybody's happy. Oh, it's smooth too. Look at that. All right. Next thing I want to do, or I remember doing this, is I'm going to take the bolt. I'm going to slide the bolt in. The elevator has to be up, all right, when you're trying to put this in. Otherwise, it'll just kink it. It won't let it in. Won't let it through. And we're gonna push it in, and the elevator's it'll sit flat. I don't know if you can see it in there. The elevator will sit flat on the actual bolt. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna push the bolt back. All right, we'll push the bolt back. There you go. I don't know, halfway. Don't need to go too far back, but it does need to go back. That way we can set. All right, so the bolt's in. We're gonna slide the bolt back ever so slightly. Then we're gonna take this. Now you're gonna know you're in, because this will slide directly in place. Like it fits perfect. Like it's made for it. Well, you know, look at that. It goes on this side. The same sort of deal. We'll click it in place. Same sort of deal. Put a little bit of oil on there. A couple drops on both sides. I don't know if you can see in there now. Now we put the trigger on. The trigger will go. There you go. Trigger will go. You just got to give it a little love tap. And now we're going to put the pin back in on this side here. Pin looks good. Now from here, what we're going to do is we will put back on the tube. We're going to put the tube back on so that we can put some rounds in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spring. I'll put the spring back in. Firm pressure here, and taking the end of my tube, I'm going to go ahead and insert it. Go ahead and twist it a couple times. That looks good. You don't have to He-Man it. You don't have to over tighten this thing. All right. tube is on. Next, we're gonna take the barrel, we're gonna slide the barrel back on through here and then tighten up that barrel cap or that barrel nut. All right. So now we take the barrel, easily slide it back in. Take the barrel, slide it back in like so. And then what we do is we take our freehand and we tighten up this barrel cap, tube cap, barrel cap. You don't need, once again, you don't need to get a wrench on this. Finger tight, probably more than enough. So here is the finished product after we disassembled, gave it a pretty good cleaning, gave it some TLC that it needed. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and give it a function check. We're gonna pull the trigger a few times. We're gonna pump it, take it off safe, and we're gonna fire. It worked. Holding the trigger, we're gonna go ahead and pump. Releasing that trigger, you should hear a small click. See if we can get it. All right, now we're gonna just go ahead and pull the trigger, see if it fires. All right, do that a couple times. Looks good, sounds good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold down this button here. If this was full, if my tube was full of rounds, I would hold down this little lever, this little button right here. And this will let me cycle the rounds out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cycle this several times because I know there's some oil in there that I put in there, some lube I put in there. So I wanna go ahead and make sure that lube gets on all the moving parts inside of this shotgun. So I'm gonna go ahead and cycle it just a time. All right. And that is that. It did take me just a few minutes to get the internals. It wouldn't line up right. Had to put some more oil on it. Had to persuade it. Had to persuade it into going in. So the actual the firearm, the shotgun here, the Mossberg 500A, is ready to go. We went ahead, we disassembled it, gave it a good cleaning. It did need some TLC, oiled everything up, and reassembled. So now the last thing to do is probably just take it outside, put a couple rounds through it, and seeing that it is day one of dove season, might as well put it to good use, right? So I want to say, that being done, that being said, I want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you for your time once again. As always, thank you for your time. Give me the opportunity to show you what I'm working with out here. Like I said in the beginning, thank you to my military veterans who have already reached out to me and offered some opportunities for me to hunt in a few states. When the time is right, when the time comes, I will definitely be taking you up. I will contact you, be taking you up on getting out there and seeing what's going on in your neck of the woods. So if you like the content and you're interested and you want to see what else is in store, go ahead and subscribe. And if you got any comments, go ahead, throw a comment in there. I'm going to try to get back to your comments as they come in. If they come in, we'll see what happens with that, right?